It was great. It was good. You had like six agents. Lots of good content. Awesome. All right. I'm going to get us started. Kate will be in a few minutes. She's just finishing up a meeting real quick. Welcome. Hi. Happy Thursday.
Hey, Casey.
Hey, CJ. What a great day, guys. All right.
So you're gonna knock those cords or like run into them on accident?
I'm just going to stay here for the rest of the meeting. Hi. All right. Let's start off with gratitude. What are you guys thankful for? Is there anything in particular that's been going on that you're just super, super grateful for? Anyone? Anything? Keisha.
I'm thankful for peace right now in the marketplace. A little bit of peace. I mean, I'm sure it's a little crazy in spots. It's got its perks, but I'm grateful for some peace. At least even for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Anybody grateful for school starting?
Denise.
I am. I'm grateful for in-person school starting next week.
Yay!
I know, it's like they're talking about masks, like they're in school, they're in person, right? I'm like, that's, masks are fine, as long as they're in person.
I'm grateful that my son is actually excited to go to school.
Oh, goodness. Yes.
Because he's never been to this school before. Last year will be his first time there. And so this will be his first time there and his only time there. Next year he'll be in the middle school.
Yeah. Do you guys remember like your first day of school? I feel like it's like so nostalgic. I don't know why. I think
ready.
Have all your like all your new like notebooks and folders and stuff. I love it.
This morning, like even my high schoolers were just very
Yeah.
What else?
I'm grateful, I'm grateful for everyone helping out while we look for a new MCA. Everyone's been awesome. All of our leadership team and everybody helping with just things that we have going on that we need help with. So yeah, it's been very awesome to see everybody show up and help.
Also, though, like mostly Gara.
Really
So thanks, Gara.
No, like we've all been, you guys, even that you guys really patient, which is amazing.
I'm grateful for yours too. Yours sent me a book card last week and I just got it this week and I was like, oh, I'm so thoughtful.
So nice.
It was handwritten, so handwritten notes are amazing. We love those. So thank you, Kira.
Do you thank someone for sending you a thank you note?
I know, right?
I did that once and they were like, why'd you send me one back? I was like, I don't know, it just seemed like sending a thank you note. Then when does it stop? You keep going.
Right, we keep thanking each other, yeah.
That's so funny.
Anyone online? Can you guys hear us? Can I hear? Anyone online grateful for someone or something going on currently?
I don't know if Janelle is on.
Right.
It's not, and I'm very grateful for Gara for her helping me out yesterday.
Mo, yeah.
Thank you, Mo. No problem.
Awesome. Anyone else? I know there's just so many good things going on.
I'm grateful for Janelle too. One of my clients, my buyer, you know how you give them 3 title companies to use, and they remember Janelle from something else. Like they have reached out to them to get like some kind of a quote or something or something crazy, and she did it for him years ago and didn't charge him for it.
Yeah.
And he remembered that, and he was like, I remember her name, like Janelle. I was like, Janelle. He was like, yeah, that's her. And so he chose
Heck yeah.
her because of that.
That's amazing.
He remembered her from years ago.
Isn't it funny how little things like that stick with people over time? Love it. Awesome. How are you guys winning? What's going on in your businesses? Anyone have any big wins?
I did.
Yeah.
So I just shared this with my team. I have a buyer that bought a house and then appraised $20,000 under the appraisal value. And the buyer came up, but the seller wouldn't come down, and so the deal fell apart. We wrote another offer, and they received our offer,
Yeah.
but they'd already made a decision
Sure.
right away, so it'd be interesting to see how that comes out. So we just made another offer, and we had to go $15,000 above the asking price and give 100% appraisal gap, but we did win it finally. So
Awesome.
these people are happy. I mean, they were so ready to drop out, buyer fatigue major, so this is a huge win, even though it's a lot. And just talking them through that, so it was a good thing, and it's a better house even. So sometimes they say when the Lord shuts the door, he opens a window, and I think he did it in this case for this client.
Yeah, things always have a way of working out for
I
the
know.
best. That's awesome. Yeah. Who else? Who else has some good wins? Everyone at once. Yeah.
Oh, okay. We finally have like our very first big commercial property closing in a week. It's been a long haul, but it's finally closing, and so it's a big deal. It's a medical facility, so I'm pretty excited about that.
I saw that listing. That looked really nice.
It's very nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Like half a year, 4 months. Seems like a long time. First, I guess you have to be patient with commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot
Sometimes it
longer
takes
than
a little
30 days,
longer.
that's for sure.
Is that a higher price point, Stacy?
It is,
Yeah.
yeah, like 9, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like
Awesome.
9.
But that's great.
Nice.
Not like one.
Just-
It's still like
No big deal.
like 6 million. No.
Oh, okay.
Karen's like,
No.
9 million corner of Rick Tannenbaum.
Yeah, right. For real.
Yeah, shout out Rick Tannenbaum. He's watching virtually today.
Yeah.
It's also his son's first day of senior year.
Aww.
Exciting.
So
And he
exciting.
closed a $6 million sale.
And he
Yeah.
closed
Well,
$6 million.
I was relating that to like, he can pay for college next year. Yeah, that's crazy.
Heck yeah.
Well, I had a situation that happened that never happened to me in 30 years.
Yeah.
I finally have the judge's signature to close on a house. One day prior to closing, I was a listing agent. The seller had a stroke,
Oh, no.
and everybody signed their docs, and I got a call from the attorney saying I am stepping in as guardian and we have to stop the sale. So anyway, this has been on for a month, but we've been able to hang on to the buyer. Cassie Fitzgerald was the selling agent, but it was really a challenge. And then, of course, the day after, we had a huge storm. Seller turned the power off, and then the basement filled with water because of some.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, no.
So this has been a challenge.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So it's been like 45 days, and we finally got everything on board. No errors, no POA, court-appointed attorney. It's
Wow.
been on, but it's been a challenge, and finally, I think we're gonna close this in 3 days. So.
Good.
It's a big win.
Yeah. That's a big one.
Yeah.
For sure. Anyone else? Anyone online?
I'll share a win for someone else in the room.
Yeah.
So I asked Janice to meet with me and a potential Howard Hanna recruit. And the potential Howard Hanna recruit did about $5 or $6 million in business. And something that was really important to her was a diverse community and culture at our office. So I asked her to meet with our diversity chair, and she just joined us this week. Pretty powerful in our meeting, and I so appreciate her. She's killing it, and she also is winning a business. She closed more transactions in like 2 weeks than she did the first half of the year being in coaching. So you're a superstar right now, and I'm so thankful for you.
You are a
Yeah.
superstar.
I'll do a shout out for Casey, your program. Do you want to talk about some success you've had? I don't know if you have that
Sure.
planned for today or not.
I didn't, but I'll talk about
Yeah,
it.
why don't you want to-
I guess I should. I likely.
I'll push you over the edge there a little bit.
Yeah, so since we launched the program in January, we started with 1 closing that month, and then last month in July, we actually had 20 closings in the PC program with 23 agents. So definitely getting up there. We have more than 50% of our agents in production, and so it's just really, really cool to see everyone succeed. So
I think of that as like a team almost, like, so if you had
Yeah.
a team that closed 20 transactions, like, pretty solid month.
heck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all really great. So I'm super thankful for everyone in the program. I've been loving building relationships and helping everyone with their businesses because that's what I love doing. So yeah, kudos to everybody with closings in July because you're killing it. Love it.
Whoop.
Yay. I know, right? Well, we can start next, I would assume, is painting the town red.
Yeah.
So who has, yep, who has listings coming up?
I have.
Yes, Irene.
I have a beautiful townhouse coming on in Wickliffe, but you've got lake view
Ooh,
out of the master bedroom and also from the deck outside. It's a 3-bedroom, I believe 2.5 bath, and it's coming on Monday for $325.
nice.
Is it leased? I can find out for you.
Where's that at in Wickliffe?
It's right,
Those newer ones they
it's
built?
the newer ones like off 305 and Lake Shore. It's a gated community, but that's right on the lake.
Yeah, cool. Great meeting with like a lake view in Cleveland, 25, and a new townhouse. Where else can you do that?
No.
Who else has another listing coming up?
This is Dick Rosen. I have a condo listing at Sherbrooke Condos on Sam Center Road, 5721. It's a 2-bedroom for $135.
Awesome.
Thank you, Mr. Rosen.
And then this is Tammy. I have one coming up in South Euclid. It should hit the market next week, Friday. Price point's going to be about $150.
Perfect. Love that. Who else?
It's a bi-level in Kent coming up next week, 165, 3-bedroom, 2 full bath.
Nice.
How did everyone get their listings?
Sphere.
Mr. Rosen?
I'm sorry. I got it from a condo right across the hall that I sold a couple of years ago. He referred the people who own this one to me.
Nice.
What about you, Tammy?
Actually, this was from, I just helped her find a house. She was part of my sphere. Just helped her find a house and she needed to sell her house.
Love it. That's perfect. All right, any more listings coming up?
I have 2 in Cuyahoga Falls. One I am partnering with Journey Tool. It's a 3-bedroom, 1 bath. It'll probably be around like 145. And then the other is also in Cuyahoga Falls. It's a 3-bedroom, 2 bath. It'll be around 185.
Great. How'd Journey get those listings?
Journey, it was a referral from someone he knows. And then my listing is from Sphere.
Love it. Love it. All right, Miss Guerra, tell us what's next. We're having technical difficulties.
After listings, we are congratulating David Pressman on capping this week.
Yay, David.
Congratulations.
David's coaching his soccer team right now, so he can't be here with us, but congrats, David.
That's a pretty fast gap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you able to share yours to that? And we'll just tag team it.
All right, who knows what next week is?
Mega Camp.
Mega Camp. Yeah, who's going in this room? Does everyone have their ticket? 4 or 5 people in the room going to ticket? Anyone online going?
Can you make me the host, please?
We were just talking about Mega Camp on our regional call the other day. And how many people have raised your hands or raised your virtual hand? If you have heard other agents saying like, oh, I just can't attend another virtual meeting. I'm so totally zoomed out. Has anyone heard that in this room?
Sure.
Yeah. So you know what would be crazy is if every single person that said that has been to a mega camp or a family reunion in the past, right? So we pulled the statistics, not as a region, but PWI pulled the statistics. usually on average, only 15% of our entire company gets to go to family reunion or mega camp in person. And so with our now virtual platform, it's usually more like 50 or 60% of our company gets to attend, which is kind of crazy, right? Like that statistic is pretty vast, it's pretty wide. And so I would just challenge you, if you feel like you might be zoomed out or you feel like technology is not your greatest asset or resource right now, I would challenge you to just think about the opportunities you could get or opportunities you can learn about just from showing up and being a part of Mega Camp, just especially because it's easier than ever. And I really truly don't know the next time you'll be able to pay $100 and be able to listen to Gary Keller talk and pour into our company for hours and hours on end. So I really encourage you guys to join. And if you aren't aware, we also have lunch with Gary next Tuesday at 11 in our market center. The slide would be up, but
It's up right now for them.
that's great. So next Tuesday at 11, we have lunch with Gary in the market center. We're having Chipotle cater. We have beverages for everyone, and we're just gonna get together and watch Gary talk about all kinds of great things when he interviews. Who knows Kendra Scott? Anyone? Just like a half billionaire jewelry mogul. So he's interviewing Kendra next week too on just navigating success through like really crazy times. So we're also giving away a $100 Kendra Scott gift card for everyone. Just one. You have to be in the room during Gary's speech, but next Tuesday at 11. So I hope we get to see a bunch of you guys there. You don't have to have a ticket to attend lunch with Gary. You don't have to have a Mega Camp ticket to attend lunch with Gary. And I trust that when you attend lunch with Gary, you'll want to see what is in store for the rest of the week. So we'll see you on next Tuesday.
Moving closer to her laptop. Also, Kate Rabinovich has her hand raised. Can we ask Kate what she means?
Kate, I'm calling on you.
What did she say? I couldn't hear. Oh, she said she's calling on you. You have your hand raised?
Oh, I raised it earlier for people going to Mega Camp.
Oh, yay.
Thanks, Kate.
Next we have upcoming events. That's me.
Yeah, it's all you, girlfriend.
All right, so tomorrow we have the broker forum. So broker forum isn't going to be next week, next Wednesday anymore. It's going to be this Friday at 3 p.m. in our market center. There will be a Zoom link, and I will send that to you if I haven't already. And Amanda Paulman's going to be talking about earnest money and mutual releases. Okay, so it's very, very important. If you have time to attend, please attend either via Zoom or in person. It's going to be really important. She's going to give you a lot of important information. And then we have Mega Camp lunch with Gary, like Kate just talked about, next Tuesday, the 23rd at 11 a.m. We have career night also on the 24th. That's weird. It's going to be on the 23rd at 5:30. Okay, so if you know anyone who wants to be in real estate or is interested in real estate, invite them to that. We can send you the Eventbrite link so they can register. We have Miracle Morning Book Club with Karen Hillman next Wednesday at 5:10 in our market center. There is a Zoom link for that, so if you still want to attend and you can't be in person, we are so happy to give you that link, okay? And then we have Celebrate Camp on the 26th at 10 a.m. Pancakes and Politics, that is a car class. I don't know much about this actually.
Oh, well, Pancakes and Politics is an event that ACAR every single year in the fall, and it's for realtors to get together. You don't have to be a part of ACAR. You can be any agent, just buy a ticket, and we all get together and we learn from ACAR what is new in the political part of our business. Is that about it, Katie?
Yeah, and this year it's actually an election update for local elections, talking about all the local races that are going on. So should be interesting.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm going. I'll see you all there.
Yeah, so if you didn't hear that, that was like, it's Pancakes and Politics, dealing with any kind of elections with ACAR. They're going to hear a lot of information about that. We invite you to come.
Where is that at? Here?
No, it's at the Winking Lizard Event Center in Bedford.
Yes.
Pretty much right at Miles and Richard.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then Renee actually added in the chat too. She has On Friday, September 3rd, there's the Real Pro training too. So that basically is going over how to navigate the site. So when you need to register or like put your information into your data collection forms, you can learn how to do that online.
Yeah, so that's going to be every month, the first week of the month. So if you haven't done Real Pro training, that's going to be every month, first week of the month. All right, diversity moment with Janice Borders.
This is gonna be interesting because we can't see a slide.
I know, I don't know.
It won't let either of us like connect to the TV in this room.
So funny, we just had an appointment with an agent,
Yeah.
that also works for Apple, and he was like, if you guys ever need any tech problems, we're like, no, we're great. And he just walked out, so.
Of course. Did you get a chance to add?
Yep.
the slide? Okay,
All
so
right, so we're going to talk about.
we're gonna talk about it, but
We sure are.
come around here. So the diversity moment today, I wanted us to talk about and see the different isms. So so we were reading the book, What If I Say the Wrong Thing? We learned about different isms, and there's a ton of them that we didn't even, I didn't even realize was an ism, right? So we know the obvious ones like racism, sexism, homophobia, I can't say that, homophobia, ism or heterosexualism, but there's a religious ism, a classism, elitism. I'm going to say this, xenophobia. Thank you. Linguistic oppression, which is like a language, people who speak different languages, like that's a real thing. I cannot see this. I can't make a business. Albinism, which is a physical or mental ability. So people have different physical and mental abilities. That's a thing. Ageism, which we kind of know that. And then militarism. Like I didn't know that the military was an ism. Like people discriminate. Well, we know people discriminate against people in military because we know with VA loans and things like that. But I never thought of it as a quote unquote ism. What I will say is I did not realize that elitism had to do with like your education. And I told them on our diversity moment, I said, well, in our diversity meeting, I said, I think I was probably one of those. Like when I went to college, I was like, I don't want to date nobody who don't have a degree, that kind of thing. Like you need to have this and you need to have that. And I was like, that is really like a snob. Like I felt like I was but I felt like I went to college and I wanted somebody else who went to college, but really it doesn't matter, right? So just be aware of these different things. And it's in the slide deck, so I'm sure we'll probably share it later so that you guys in the room can see, because you can't see what it tells you, what the variables are. Then it tells you like the one ups and then the one downs. So like, for example, xenophobia is people who have immigrant status, right? So the one up is US born and the one down is immigrants. So that just means that the immigrants the one up looks down on the one down. We're kind of snobs against people who are not born here. And so just keep that into consideration. And I say that also, I talked to Dennis Mallett. He is the diversity chair for Northeast in Mentor. We're actually doing a deal together and we didn't realize we were a part of the diversity chairs together. And so we talked yesterday about doing something together, kind of partnering. And what they want to do, what his idea is to have like a webinar where we have different classes or groups of people come in and just share their culture so that we're more aware. And doing it like via a Zoom so people can tune in when they want to and record it and we can send it out. But like LGBTQ or, Asian Americans or just different groups so that you can learn more about different cultures. So that's to be determined. We haven't decided on the date or a time yet, but I think that's something that we can all benefit from, just to learn from other people that we don't know or we don't have in our office today. So that's all I had to share today, guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Denise.
I don't have anything else. Right? Okay.
Paul, what's new?
What's up, everybody?
Hi, Paul.
Can you hear me pretty well?
Yep. Can you hear us?
Is he frozen?
I think he might be. Yes. Paul, you're froze.
Technology issues today.
Right? Dang.
It works, and when it doesn't.
Ron said, tech guy froze. LOL. Let's see if it'll let me connect now. Yeah, for real. I think maybe it's hating my. Oh, there we go. I just needed to turn the TV off and turn it back on. Okay.
The old turn it off and on.
Unplug it, plug it back in.
Yep. There it is. So good. Okay. Well, moving. All right, Paul, if you come back on, because I don't see you even in Zoom anymore.
Oh, he's not.
I don't think so.
Paul's like, that's my cue.
I'm out.
Oh, sorry. Forgot to change that.
For what?
Ignore that.
This?
The bottom part. So we need Janelle. Janelle, are you on?
Guys, I'm here, but I definitely am not appropriate to be on camera. So hello. Anyways, I want to say, number one, you guys are such an awesome brokerage. One of the best partners I have, and that's over 100 agents. So I just want you to know that your due diligence is greatly appreciated. Said that. What's that? Oh, I thought. Okay, so here's one little thing. Since you are recruiting and you have new agents, I just want to make sure that everybody knows to please fill out your KW Living ADA disclosure that you have with Ventureland Title. The newer agents we have and the more deals we come from the brokerage is super awesomely appreciated. But again, that disclosure is a liability. So you have to at least disclose to your client that you do have a partnership with our title company, Ohio Real Title, and the Ventureland Title umbrella. So just wanted a little reminder because I've been having to ask a little bit more, which is totally fine, but just figured I can always put it out there as a reminder. You hear Jonah throwing his lunch. I get ready for an appointment. I have to leave the house throwing stuff. Anyways, sorry. Oh my God.
Thanks, Janelle.
You're welcome, guys, and thank you.
I see Paul in there. I think that's him.
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
I think that couldn't have been real. Like Wi-Fi goes out the second I say hi. It was like we have Spectrum at home, and we did get a notification the other day that they had problems. So maybe they're still working on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So quick tech update. So the one thing is, so there is bulk remove on tags now in Command. Before, if you had anything on via tags on your contacts, you had to individually remove them if you were kind of leaning things out or changing any of that. So that is, as of last week, available via bulk actions. So you can change change or remove the tags if you need. Another thing as well, I did have a nice hour one-on-one with, we had a new regional, the new regional tech trainer was hired in June. And it was nice to have like a long meeting with her and kind of see how she's going to be supplying a lot of the individual tech trainers in the different market centers with tools to just help all the agents and with extra support and everything. I do like her style, very kind of like data and numbers driven with like spreadsheets that we're going to be going over monthly to see, who's running smart plans and who's doing campaigns. And if anything, it'll just help us all. Like if any of the agents want to do like a tech audit with myself, or if we ever do a one-on-one, just to see like, okay, hey, I'm doing this amount of business, this is what I'm doing, but I'm not running campaigns. Like, is there a way I can help support my business here? Or maybe I need to touch base with my sphere a little more. Okay, I'm running one smart plan here. So it'll just help everyone, I think, in the office, in the market center. So I'm excited about that. And then also, I'm doing a social media class for I think it's next week. I think we're fitting one in there in between Mega Camp, a deep dive into like the different platforms and strategies on how to market and brand on social media. So that's it, guys.
Awesome. Thanks, Paul.
You got it.
Renee. All right, America's Preferred Home Warranty Update with Renee Kozak. Is Renee on? I thought so too.
Keep it moving.
I don't think I see her. All right, Liberty Mutual Update with Chris Eldred. Hi, Chris. I see you on there.
Yeah, how are you guys doing? All right, so just want to say thanks again to everybody. Super busy, and owe a lot of that to you guys. So thank you so much.
No.
One thing I wanted
Chris,
to
we
bring
couldn't
up.
hear you.
Oh,
I know, yeah.
can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you on your computer.
Yep, we can hear.
Awesome.
Got me?
Yep.
All right. So again, just want to say thanks to everybody. Been really busy, and a lot of that is definitely due to all the referrals coming in. So I really appreciate everybody and the trust that you're putting in me to help your clients with their insurance needs. One thing I just wanted to bring up, I spoke to Sandy Braun last night about an issue with one of our clients' difficulties trying to get home insurance because of the age of the roof of the home that they're purchasing. And just want to let you guys know, if you ever have any issues like that, if you ever have any questions, concerns with getting insurance or questions about coverage or claim situation, anything at all, please feel free to reach out to me. I've been doing this for almost 20 years now. I've seen a lot. I've experienced a lot. I am happy to help you and your clients in any kind of difficult situation. Whether it's a roof situation, where it's the age of a home or a claim, prior claim history, whatever the case may be, feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to help you guys and make sure that your clients get the best coverage and prices possible.
Thank you so much.
You got it.
Are we gonna connect to there or no? Alrighty.
TV. Here we go. All right.
All right, so raise your hand if you specifically came to the meeting today to hear about our new KW Living Partner. Perfect, everybody, that's what I thought. So we're super, super, super excited. This has been a while that we've talked about this. Essentially, you know, since I came on as a team leader, one of CJ's goals was to add leverage to our agents, because that's something a lot of other KW offices and just brokerages in general don't have for their agents. So this has been kind of like a passion project for CJ and also a logistical project for our team for a really long time. And we went back and forth for a long time, whether we were going to implement that here in-house, if we were going to hire someone, if we were going to start our own company. This was a lot of planning and a lot of researching on CJ's part. And so we're thrilled to finally announce our partner in Your Realty Leverage. I see Brinley and Evelyn on the call now. So Brinley, if you could go ahead and just talk about yourself for just a 30-second elevator and tell us what you do at KW and how you came up with Your Realty Leverage, and then we'll dive in deeper.
Brittany, we can't hear you.
Can you guys hear her? I can't.
We can hear you, Evelyn, but we can't hear Brinley.
Okay, good.
Evelyn, can you talk again?
Testing for Evelyn?
Yeah, you sound great.
No, I can't hear you yet,
Can you
Bryn.
hear me now?
There you are.
There I am. Well, that's strange. My microphone, I guess, on my Bluetooth isn't working, but my earbud is. You know, you gotta love tech. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Brinley Tucker, and first and foremost, thank you so much for the honor and the privilege to partner. We are so excited to bring this leverage to your agents to help increase profitability, increase opportunity, and just all around. So for those of you that don't know me, I am Brinley Tucker. I will be celebrating my 10th year with Keller Williams in November of this year. I started with KW as the Director of Agent Services with Nikki Ubaldini out of the South Florida region, and ended up going through some pretty big life changes and ended up if anybody remembers that first text system that we used to have, eEdge, I always say people tend to forget that we've kind of been through this whole thing before. And so when eEdge came out, I decided to start a admin services company for agents and would do everything tech for them. In that process, started a transaction coordination company and went from myself to a team of 6 doing about 2,000 transactions a year in just under 3 years. And that's when MAPS Coaching came and tapped on my shoulder and said, we'd like you to help us build out your Director of Operations program. So I went over to MAPS for about 3 years, coached for them, and built out their Director of Operations coaching program. Yet my vision and my passion has always been leverage. And it has always been the vision has always been to be able to offer every single piece of leverage that an agent needs in their business without them having to pay a massive split out of their commission. And so we have actually built that. We now, with the addition of our recruiting, training, admin services, coaching, and consulting, an agent can come to us any stage in their business, their team, their brokerage, and we can offer leverage to them. And so that's where we come in to help you, rather than bring in the headache of managing transactions and listing management on your leadership. We are going to partner with you to offer the highest level of service to your agents and to also be able to offer this as a recruiting tool. So we're really excited to be here.
Thank you so much, Brinley. That was amazing. So Evelyn, you'll be our point person for our market center along with another member of your team. Evelyn, why don't you just tell us about yourself briefly, and then we'll go into detail about what we're going to do together as a partnership.
Yes, hi everyone. I am Evelyn Pendleton, also in the sunny state of Florida, and I have been in Keller Williams since 2004. I also started in the front desk and worked my way onto team and ran a team in the Florida, North Florida region. So definitely, and now I'm super excited to have this opportunity to partner with you guys in your office. We are very passionate about contract to close and listing services that we help agents with, and just take all of the little tasks or any worry late nights agents have if appraisals got ordered or if escrow got turned in and things like that. We are very passionate about making sure that all of that is handled efficiently and quickly and without worry on the agent's part.
Evelyn, thank you so much. So essentially what we're doing with Your Realty Leverage is anyone in the office, whether you're on a team, as a rainmaker, a solo agent, brand new, you're seasoned, if you've used a TC before, you have it, you can now partner with Your Realty Leverage. And Evelyn and I will be doing a more in-depth question and answer after a sales meeting to go over the exact details. But if you need someone to help you with contract to close, if you need someone to help you with listing input, if you need someone to guide you in marketing or monthly newsletters, any of the above, you can actually use Evelyn and her team to help get that done for you. The most exciting part, however, for us was that you don't have to have a yearly contract with Your Realty Leverage. So if you're just in an incredibly busy season and you're entertaining the idea of hiring a transaction coordinator, you can use Your Realty Leverage on a per deal basis. The other really cool option of Your Realty Leverage, which is ultimately why we decided to kind of partner with them, is it's a very pick and choose kind of service. So if you want to start off with just listing input, that's great. They'll actually order the photos for you. They'll write the blurb for you. They'll input it in the MLS for you. They'll set up your showing time for you. They'll get everything situated in command for you. It's a kind of a one-stop shop. And if you really enjoy their services for that, you can move into transaction coordinating. You can tap into their marketing piece, all of the above. And Evelyn, correct me if I'm wrong, but they actually don't charge you until your transaction closes. Is that correct?
Correct. So the listings we get paid up at front because we never know things will happen and we get that work done. But once we get a new contract, we don't have a cancellation fee if something falls out. So we are there right there with you through everything with the contract to close piece. And then we'll just have a fee paid at closing with your commission. So then you can just pay that and you don't even have to think about where that goes. It'll just happen automatically.
Love that. So just briefly, so transaction coordinating, the full service is $350 with Your Realty Leverage, and that gets paid out of your commission when you close. And then listing input services are $150, gets paid up front when you get your listing paperwork signed. And then for marketing piece, it's kind of a as need basis for a monthly newsletter, or whether you're going to tap into more marketing with them. So we'll put together a pricing spreadsheet for everyone. And of course, like I mentioned, Evelyn and I will have a Q&A session, as well as ongoing weekly classes with Evelyn to learn about their services and how you can partner with them. Evelyn, did I miss anything on that front?
That sounded great. Yeah. And then we also help with database too. So sometimes that's a really overwhelming piece for agents. So if they need us to go in there and get everything tagged and uploaded into one database, if they're using more than one, we definitely have projects that sometimes can take several weeks or months. We've had some agents that had a 3-month database project that we help them with. So just any kind of project, we're open to see what you guys are looking for and how we can partner together to kind of take things off your wish list and make them a reality.
Yeah,
that's one of our biggest, one of the things I have learned in the many years of coaching agents across the country is that no business looks exactly the same. And so we really come from a customization mindset of what does your business need and how can we leverage you in the best way to take you to the next level. So really we can, there's not much out of our realm that if you come to us, we're not going to consult with you to find out the best solution and then come up with a solution for you.
Can I throw in super quick, the contract to close, like it's full contract to close. It's not, there's two options of that. There's a small option to sort of just push some of the papers around and do the command input, but it's legit full contract to close. Evelyn, can you talk about, you don't have to give like every single, task that happens in it, but can you give like a little bit of a breakdown of what's entailed in that $350?
Yes, absolutely. So as soon as a contract is signed, we'll introduce ourselves to all parties of the contract and let them know that we're working with you very closely and that to contact us. So if the title company has any questions, they're going to ask us. If they need forms filled out, you don't have to worry about that. We're going to also talk with your clients and let them know, hey, we're so excited about the new contract. Here's what's next. And then we're going to send them regular updates so they know exactly what's happening. And lenders, we will call them and email them and text them and however we need to communicate with them regularly to get those updates. So you know what's going on throughout the transaction. If it's your buyer or your seller, we are very diligent to get those updates because sometimes you can go a while without hearing from a lender, and that's a scary thing that we try to avoid, of course. So communication with your clients. Then when you're communicating with your client, it's not about the transaction. You can focus more about building relationships with your clients. And that's what we find most important.
Yeah, so true.
So when Audrey, the director of ops, and I we were going to hire this person ourselves. We met with Evelyn and Brindley about this. Their process is actually more in depth than what my team does. Embarrassing to say that. So the process is it's not just a fly-by-night thing. It's a legit whole thing. I think that's important to say.
Yeah.
And then Evelyn, do you want to say what's the other option of the contract side of it? You want to
Yeah. We have some agents that just want help with compliance. So it's non-client facing, but we're your back-end support. So for $150 paid at closing, we'll make sure that you get paid. So we'll make sure everything is dotted and crossed in your compliance and that your commission is ready for you at closing.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Love that. And then the one other exciting thing we talked about with your Realty Leverage is how do we eventually become a partnership in person? So they actually mentioned that if we consistently close 20 transactions with your Realty Leverage for a minimum of 3 months in a row, they'll actually have someone come live in our market center that you can meet in person and talk to with them. So we're really excited for this continued and just like honestly partnership. I've said that word probably 90 times since I've been up there, but honestly, this is such a true partnership. We couldn't have found a better company to work with, and we feel like they represent, of course, KW Living at an incredibly high level, and we trust that they represent you and talking to your clients and your business partners at a really high level as well. So Brinley and Evelyn, we know you guys are so busy, so thank you so much for taking the time to hop on and just introduce yourselves. And you guys will see much more of Evelyn and her partner as we continue the journey together. And I'm sure we'll get bits and pieces of Brinley along the way too. So we really appreciate your time.
Oh.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to a let's talk about leverage class that we'll be having in a couple of weeks, and we'll come in and just really show you what that looks like and how we can change your life. So we're really excited to share that with you guys as well.
Awesome. Evelyn, do you have time for a 5-minute Q&A if possible?
Sure.
Awesome. Do we have any questions in house first? Dean?
I'm wondering, how deep does it go? Do they schedule, appraisals, inspections, take care of that? We supply them with our vendor list ahead of time. Do they do that for us?
Did you hear that, Evelyn?
I heard vendor list. That's the only thing I heard. Was she asking if we share her personal vendors?
Do you schedule the appraiser, do you make phone calls and are you the go-between for the appraiser, the inspection? I mean, I'm wondering how deep that you take this transaction.
Sorry, it's a little hard to hear. We do not negotiate inspection items, but we'll help you draft any forms. We'll help you set up inspections and make sure that sellers know that we're coming. And then we ask you, one of the first things we do when we start working with the agent, we ask for your personal vendors. And then if we have like your buyer, then we'll say, here's the vendors your agent has worked with. I know we always want to share at least 3. So then that they're getting that information directly from you, and we're providing that.
So we take the approach of, and I could write a book on the crazy things that I've seen in transactions. And we take the approach that we always want to protect the agent and their fiduciary to their consumer and to their customer. And then we also want to make sure that we're always doing what's in the best interest of the customer. So clearly, Evelyn and all of our transaction coordinators are licensed agents. So if, like, let's say there's an electrical outlet that's a GFI and we have an hour before our deadline, that's something that Evelyn can go ahead, and it's probably not going to hurt the consumer if we go ahead and negotiate that. Yet if it's a $10,000 roof that's going to change the terms of the original contract, it's not in the best interest of the buyer or seller for the agent not to be a part of that. So we come from a place of what is best to protect the transaction, because it's our job to get the transaction to close. Because if it doesn't close, none of us get paid, right? And I know that's why we're doing this. And so that's kind of the stance we take on that. Also, I'll give you an example of a lawsuit that I have experienced. We had a closing that happened, and 2 weeks after close, the roof fell through to the living room floor. And those individuals that were listed on the lawsuit were the broker, the agent, the inspection company, the home warranty company. The reason that the agent was listed is because the agent recommended the inspector and told the buyer that they had to use that inspector. And then they also told the customer that the home warranty was included that the roof was included in the home warranty. And so what we really do is we're here to protect the agent and the broker. And so if there's anything that we think could put them in harm's way, we're not going to be a part of that, because that's not in the best interest of the broker or of the agent. So we really partner with our agent as we consider ourselves a team member. And we work together to say, okay, what is the best way to handle this situation? So I don't want you to think that Evelyn's completely hands off. And I also don't want you to think that Evelyn and her team are going to run and go make decisions on your behalf that you're not a part of, because it's really important that we work through the partnership. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Who else has a question? Brinley or Ed? Yes.
How soon does this roll out? Like, when can we start?
So the question was, how soon is the rollout? And to answer shortly, you can reach out to Evelyn literally today to get started. And Evelyn and I are still working together to put the logistics together. So I would realistically say if you could wait until next Monday to reach out, wait till Monday, and Evelyn and I will get everything put together and squared away by tomorrow. And she's already working with me and doing some amazing things for our leadership team. And I can already say it's 10 out of 10. Sandy?
And if the deal does not close, no fees charged.
That's correct. Okay. That's correct. Okay. Any other questions in here, or do we have any questions?
A list of services, like just something concrete that we can look at?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Any questions online, Gara?
Are there any questions online? You guys can speak up. Unmute. No?
I heard something about cancellations too. We will follow that through too. We'll make sure everyone gets a copy of the cancellation. It gets submitted back to compliance. The office knows. We don't just like, oh, it's canceled and stop. So we do follow that through to the end as well. So just so you know that.
Yeah, and I think like one just tidbit I'd like to throw in is Evelyn and Brinley both came from KW, so they are just so accustomed to command all of our technology, everything that you need to stay compliant with our company, with our market center. Yeah, very top-notch service as far as just making sure you guys are doing the right thing and getting paid on time and everything is dotted and crossed. So
can you Evelyn, can you walk through like so let's say I sign up with you Monday. What is that sign up process? Just like a quick overview, like what typically happens in that conversation.
Yeah, so we have a call and we kind of get to know all your preferences. And if you like to attend closings, if you like to do closings ahead of time, and if you have donations that you like to do on the DA or something like that. So we will have a conversation and just talk about your preferences. And then we'll have a form online for you to fill out with all your vendors and your passcodes and things like that. So we can have access to your accounts, to your command account and your .loop account so that we can go in and we can submit on your behalf. Any forms or anything with the office. And then once the contract comes in, we have a form you fill out online and you just give us your client's information and just a very brief information about the contract. Takes probably 5 minutes to fill out. And then once we have that, then within 12 hours, you hear from us. So, and we'll send out our intros. So everything, what our goal is to respond to everything, all emails within 24 hours, and then all calls within the same business day, all calls and text. So we're not, the difference of our service and the personal assistant sitting right there next to you is the quickness, but definitely you will not go a day without hearing from us. So that's definitely something that's really important to us as well.
yeah, Sandy?
Yeah, when we decide to work together, am I assigned one person or are there 3 people involved in the transaction or just one in my transaction?
Did you hear that, Evelyn, or should I?
Yeah, absolutely. So as we get started, it'll be me and my partner, and then we'll definitely have one of us assigned to you. So it'll probably be my partner, and she's very familiar with Ohio. So it's definitely a big plus for us.
Any other questions, team? Awesome. Well, thank you, Evelyn and Brinley, so much for hopping on. You'll hear more from Evelyn and I sometime later today or tomorrow, and we'll get that list of services out to you. And of course, Evelyn's contact information so you can start reaching out to her as soon as Monday. So thank you, ladies, so much. We really appreciate your time, and we're super, super excited to work with you guys.
Thank you. The honor is all ours. We are so, so excited, and thank you for your time today.
Of course.
Also, can't wait to meet a lot of you soon. Have a great day.
Awesome.
That's me. Right, as always, stay in the know with KW Agents Guide, the website. I'm sending links out weekly with links to our trainings. If you have questions about the website at all or how to navigate it, you can feel free to email me. And our KW Living Google Calendar that has everything for this month, and we're about to get the September calendar up, so be on the lookout for that this week as well. All right. Yes, your helpline. So you can start by calling the ALC. And if it needs to be a little bit more specific, you can contact one of us. Command Tech Opportunities is Paul. Legal Compliance is Amanda. Office Equipment SOS or Commissions is me. Okay, so if you have questions about commissions, I am working directly with our virtual MCA. Please email me and I will get that to her. Growing your team or downline is Kate Manful. And of course, if you want to grow your business or talk about the productivity program, that's Casey Crawford.
And don't forget to utilize our Facebook group too. So if you have some questions that you just want some general opinions or answers to, throw it in our Facebook group. We have a lot of knowledge in there. Stacy?
Quick question. If I were an agent outside of this office and I called into the office, what would happen when that person calls in? I'm asking because the situation happened a couple days ago where I got a call from an agent and she said she couldn't get through to and I talked to Garrett about this delay of like a couple seconds. So I want to make sure I understand it too.
Yeah, so what happens is when you call in, there's about 2 or 3 rings, and then like it picks up and it's a voicemail and it says, hello, welcome, thank you for calling KW Living. Here are some extensions. It'll have Amanda's extension, It'll have Kate's extension. It'll have the MCA extension. And then it's like, it'll say, if you want to stay on the line to speak to an agent or someone to help you, you have to stay online for like on the phone for like multiple like rings, and then it'll send you to us usually. Yep.
Yeah, I
That
think,
didn't happen for me when I was trying to call in, so that's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
Because I actually got the call from an agent who pushed the button to get agent help,
Okay.
and then she went on her page and she found me. So I just wanted to ask because I couldn't get through.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I waited long enough here, so thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
because I didn't know there was like a couple second delay there too.
We can talk to Sam Foster, he's our IT guy, and
Okay.
see if like he can get that shortened, or maybe it'll just go directly to my phone and you won't have to like kind of go through that process of like waiting. We can see if we can cut that out for you to make it easier for like co-brokes.
I just, if it's an outside person, I don't know if they'll wait or not.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
That's good to know, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Michelle's name is still
That's not,
It's not anymore. He fixed it.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep, he fixed it this week.
yeah.
Thank you so much.
James?
Thank you.
I've had some people say that the agent, caller line is not working. I know it hasn't rang on my phone in a long time.
Okay, we'll work with Sam. We'll try to figure that out. When Gary and I call, somehow it works for us,
Mhm.
but we'll definitely deep dive in that and figure out what's going on.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it seems like it's only going to one of the ALC members from what like the research that I've done. It's
well, I think it's
Keisha.
like a, I think it rings, I think it rings like a waterfall, like it rings one person, then it rings the next person, it doesn't like, it's complicated the way to set those up. Because if you ring everybody at one time, if one person hits decline on their phone, it hangs up the phone. We have problems with it at my team too, it's not perfect.
When he told me, he said it's supposed to ring, okay, it's got, it rings one person and then a couple seconds it rings the next person and a couple seconds the next. It's supposed to be like, trickle down, but I don't know if it's going to the next person.
Well, it's like what CJ said. That's the reason we told everybody to like save the number. It's helpline because you can't decline it. Like if you're out in an appointment, you see it and you just click no, it'll hang up the phone. So if you can't answer, you're supposed to just let it keep ringing. You can't hit decline.
Yeah, the cloud-based phone, all of them do it. It's not just one. I've tried, there's like 5 different ones on my team who do a similar kind of thing. All of them have challenges and it's not perfect. You have one person that's declined, it sends the whole thing to voicemail. Yeah, it's not perfect. We need to find a probably better solution for that.
But in the meantime, you always can use our Facebook group to get questions answered too. I think that honestly might be the quickest way, just because there's 100 eyes automatically seeing something get posted. So any kind of question, just post it there, or of course keep calling, and you can call Garrett.
I'm asking because this agent was from another brokerage and she was having an issue with an agent here. And she's like, is your office, what is going on?
Well, I think that,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like, everything's okay. There's a lot of people there, I promise, but what can I help you with? So we worked through it and I got her through Amanda, which is who she needed to talk to.
Sure.
But
I
said-
spoke with her too.
Okay.
For some reason, no one likes to leave voicemails anymore. So it'll say like,
They
you reached
wouldn't
the
answer.
extension of
I know,
Amanda, leave a voicemail.
I'm like, I
and we
promise
never-
you, they'll return your call right away if you left them.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Thank
the
you
art
for
of,
handling
the art
that,
of
Stacey.
voicemail is
Yeah, no, it's good.
dead.
Any feedback you guys get, if you guys are playing or stumble on something that doesn't work, definitely let us know. Because sometimes, like with all of our businesses, like, oh, that link on my website doesn't work. You like, oh no, and someone tells you, like, it's embarrassing. Yeah, we want to know. Yeah, definitely let us know. So that's great.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get a phone call on my cell phone and they go, hi, is this Keller Williams? I'm like, yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah, what can I help you with?
Yeah.
I don't know how I got you. I thought I called the office. You got me.
Yeah.
It's okay.
That's awesome.
So on this, and obviously you guys all know we're in full court press to find a new MCA. You have to see the posts and job descriptions, and we're out there we're interviewing people, we're talking to people. I'm being really picky, but it doesn't mean we don't want to still see candidates. So people have been great at passing people along. So if anybody does know somebody who they think would be a great MCA, let us know and we'll definitely talk to them. But yeah, we're taking our time to make sure we make a great hire here. So yeah, but let us know if you know of anybody.
What's the personality profile? Is it a C and an S of the disc thing?
Yeah, probably like an SC, like a very like director of operations type of behavioral style. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, KPAs, I guess it's harder to specifically say what that is, but yeah, like put out a disc, like an SC, it goes down, yeah, it's easier to talk through disc.
Yeah. Well, national do not call list, don't call it. People get in trouble, so just be really careful. Also, still lead generate. And that means text too. So.
That's all we have today.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys.
Okay, what are next steps with the Brindley and Evelyn?
I have an interview with Evelyn this afternoon to record and post on our Facebook page, so you guys can get to know her a little bit better and the services better. And then Evelyn's going to provide a list of services with pricing and her contact sheet, so we can provide that to all of our agents to contact her on Monday.
I already love their energy just right there.
Evelyn is.
You have to, like, a lot of times people in that position, I'm just speaking from experience, are not energy driven, exciting, like, oh my gosh, can't wait to work with you. Maybe I've just not experienced that with that person.
No, I mean, I could say we're really.
It's not crazy, like the efficiency that we've seen, just been dealing with them for a few weeks, is like crazy. Yeah, they're so accurate and fast, and like you're like, oh my gosh, I gotta, like we need to go, okay, we need to do, it's pretty.
And the cool part about like their system too is they'll ask you, like they mention your preferences. So they've asked CJ and I, like, how do you onboard agents? How do you do this? And they'll kindly and be like, hey, we see other market centers doing this. You might want to adjust your protocol here. And we'll be like, thank you. Yeah, and I think they'll be really open to doing that with agents too, just letting them know ahead of time, like, hey, I'm looking to improve the system here. What do you think I should do?
Why don't you guys listen to your?
Yeah.
She's very nervous about it.
Yeah.
She's nervous about this onboarding.